topic is about eating ramen, and apparently this is the perfect place to eat alone if you want to eat ramen, which they took a location from Japan to New York. So let's go to the vocabulary and start with the word solitary. Solitary is something that you do alone. So, excuse me. For example, if you need some alone time to kind of focus, sometimes you need some solitary time. It can be a alone time to kind of focus. Sometimes you need some solitary time. It can be a solitary walk. It can be something just, I just had some solitary time in the office or something. I'm in the office or something. But solitary can also be something that's kind of viewed as negative or kind of sad or pitiful. If you talk to a new friend and you're like, hey, you want to go out with us? We're all going to go out and eat and have some drinks. And then your friend says, oh, no, I have a pretty solitary life. Like they might seem like they're not that fun to go out and hang out with, meaning that they just want to be alone, left alone, and hang out with, meaning that they just want to be alone, left alone. They don't want to go out. If you think about like in prison, when somebody goes to prison and they were not getting along with others in prison and they had some problems, sometimes as a punishment, they're sent to what's called solitary confinement, which is basically a kind of jail cell that is separated from everybody else and they're all by themselves. They can't talk to anybody. Very cruel, kind of harsh punishment. So basically, solitary is just, you're alone. Number two, discreetly. So when you have to be discreet, that means you have to be kind of like secretive or quieted about it. So the verb, the adverb to do something discreetly is like to do something kind of secretly or quietly. And maybe one of the best examples I can think of is like you're planning a surprise birthday party for a friend. So that means that you and your friends and some family members have to discreetly plan the surprise birthday party. Like, kind of be secretive about it. The next one is stigma. So a stigma is like when you have any kind of negative association with someone's idea of something or stereotype. And it's basically like, if you think of, maybe in the past especially, sometimes you still have it nowadays, but in the past especially, there were a lot of stigmas about people's race, gender, age, nationality, and so that would kind of make people not want to work together or maybe afraid to visit other countries or anything like that. So, you might hear some bad news about a country and think, oh, I don't want to take a vacation there. I don't want to face that kind of problem. But it might just be that news is creating a stigma about that country. Maybe that problem is true, but the rest of the country still, they still have their own way of life, and you can still visit that country and have a good time for a vacation and come back safely. So having a stigma is basically something that a lot of people face to try and overcome, to push forward past people's negative thoughts and stuff. Next, number 4, to deal with someone. This is probably the most important out of the vocab because when you have to deal with someone, it's basically you have to take a lot of effort and energy to confront somebody about an issue or a problem. Sometimes we get kind of upset about it. I don't feel like dealing with this person right now. If one person comes into the office and they're always causing some kind of issue, oh gosh, we have to deal with this guy. But sometimes in other ways, you might have to tell somebody, or somebody might have to tell you, okay, you need to go deal with this. Like you need to go deal with that guy. Like you have to go confront that person and set things straight. And then last, number 5, novelty, which is something that's kind of like different, weirdish, strange, unusual, new, a different idea that's kind of foreign. It's a foreign concept, but it's kind of interesting at the same time. And so like, a lot of people like to go shopping at like Japanese gift shops, because they like to find like little novelty toys that are kind of weird and strange, you know, little animation characters and stuff. Sometimes going to do an event is kind of novelty. Escape rooms are kind of novelty. You know, it's something that's just like kind of interesting, something to do. So usually novelty is something that attracts people because it's different and new, but at the same time, maybe there's no real kind of value to it. You know, it's not something that it's not really something that you would pursue very deeply or long term. And that's our vocabulary. Bye.